Detroit Lions versus Deshaun Watson and the Houston Oilers.
Strap in. This will be a good one. Two one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
All right, check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 17 carries, 82 yards. Lawrence's throw going into the hands of Williams.
They've got a nice scheme going right now. They run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He finds Corey Davis. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that.
And in for the Lions, touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Jakeem Grant now to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now a first down throw. Watson slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series. On first down, Watson.
Looking left side, Andrews with it complete.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Watson, off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Watson. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Marlon Mack, his first touchdown on the year. And the Oilers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A 10-play drive that time. And the end result was a Marlon Mack touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Jackson now to return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. A give running right, Moss. Room here to run. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
They're right down here looking for 6. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to finish it off the same way.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And he's going to be taken down and sacked back around the 18-yard line. A gigantic sack on 3rd and goal. A loss of 12.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force them into a field goal attempt.
The kick by Parkey is good. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. Deshaun Watson, he's a lot of fun to watch in the pocket, but when he's forced out of the pocket like that, he can make those big plays downfield.
Almost a bad thing when you're pass rushing and you force a Deshaun Watson out of the pocket. He creates extra time. He has the poise to keep his eyes downfield and locate receivers, and it turns into a little bit of a scramble drill for the defensive backs. Where is everyone? And Deshaun Watson finds his target for a big, big play.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Now Lawrence. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Got a man over the middle, it's Williams. The Lions Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Lawrence. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Lawrence. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is Jakeem Grant. And he returns this to the 22. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Watson now to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball.
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On first down, it's Watson.
This to the outside for Mack.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production means they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Watson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From just shy of midfield, Watson flushed out right. This is caught. It's Boyd. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Watson on first down. On the screen, this is Eckler. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
From the 17, Watson.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means fourth down. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up fourth down.
Here's Watson on the sneak. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Well, you just totally get the sense there that a field goal was not in the game plan at all.
And the boys up front, they created the surge. I think they knew that they had the leverage advantage.
Oh, that's a great point there. Being able to get lower than the defensive front, create just enough space. And I love when those quarterbacks get low and slide in there and get it done.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Kyle Juszczyk. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Oilers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to,
and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Yeah, he's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
All right, this is the time. Game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Here's Lawrence. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And a dump off here to Robinson. And out of bounds right around the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made. The 5. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. But to throw again is Lawrence. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
2nd down and goal. Lawrence. And he's going to be he dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Trey Hendrickson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he'll be out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up fourth. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up in a good situation. It didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Houston set to take over. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical 3rd down conversion.
This afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. It hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. The handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A give, Eckler running to the right. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Going on the ground with Eckler. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 67 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now Eckler. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. This is a counter play. Eckler. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here is Eckler. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the first down play. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for our visitors, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin.